Hi, thank you for clicking on this video, and today what I'm going to share with you is whether programming bootcamps are worth it. Worth it, getting it, okay. Alright. For myself, I'm going to talk from my experience as a programming bootcamp graduate. So for those who don't know what's a boot camp, basically boot camps comes from the army or any disciplined regiment, where is the army, navy, or you got army, navy, and air force kind of thing. So what a boot camp does is that if you are like a soldier, you will have to go through a boot camp in order for you to get used to the stresses, the physical stresses of the upcoming training as a soldier. And then it's usually spends between 1 to 2 months, and then you gotta be pushed as much as you can, and think of that intensive kind of training into programming. So you have zero experienced people like me, and you will be in a very fast paced kind of curriculum to be taught programming and then building websites or apps or whatsoever, right? Or data science kind of stuff. So that's what a bootcamp is. A bootcamp is like a 3 months to 4 months kind of curriculum where they teach you from zero experience to some sort of capable person to be deployed in the IT industry as a software developer. And the thing is that programming bootcamps are actually pretty expensive. So they usually range from 10,000 and more. Sometimes there are cheaper options, but for me, I had a cheaper option, luckily, and it cost me $9,200. However, being a Singaporean, I have the benefits of the government subsidizing this large upfront cost from $9,200 to $2,760 using the Tech Immersion and Placement Program called TIPP. So if you are a Singaporean and if you want to learn programming, there are these subsidized for you. So from this program or subsidy, the requirement is that after going through these boot camps, the boot camp will have to find you a job. And this is a normal thing for other boot camps outside of Singapore, like in the US, for example. Their job is to train you and at the same time to find you a job in the IT industry. So for the programming bootcamp in the US, sadly, they don't really have subsidies from the government. But from the Singapore government, I'm really lucky and grateful that I had the subsidy. If not, I wouldn't be thinking whether I should go through a programming bootcamp. And the thing is, I did have that question whether programming bootcamp was worth it, because I really wanted to go to the IT industry, but I didn't know which path I should take. So normally there are 3 paths to it. So the first one is obviously the programming bootcamp, second one is self-taught, and the third one is going through a university. So for this video, I'm just going to talk about programming bootcamp, and the other two maybe not in another video. So comment down below if you want me to compare all of these 3 paths in order for you to be a software developer. Anyway, so the thing is, I went through the advantages and disadvantages of going through the programming bootcamp as a person who's thinking which path should I take. So the advantage of going through a programming bootcamp or a programming school is that it is a school. You are going to meet new people with the same interests. So the first thing is that you will be motivated. You will have people at the same level, hopefully zero experience, and they are going to go through the same curriculum at the same pace as how the bootcamp has set out for you. And then at the same time, you will get to meet new friends, and then this will be people who you will see later on in your career as a software developer, hopefully. And having new friends is nothing bad. You're just going to have more connections, and they might help you find a job also. Second thing is that you're going to have people in the industry teaching you. So my instructor was a software developer at a tech agency, and he taught the industry standards of what is to be expected as a software developer. And the thing is, with his experience being a software developer, he helps us or the people in the bootcamp to get through what we need to know in order for us to become a software developer. I mean, that's what an instructor is for, right? So you have the guidance and the mentorship of the instructor who is experienced in the IT industry. And thirdly, you have what I think is the most attractive thing about a bootcamp is that they will help you find a job. Don't get me wrong, they will help you find opportunities, but they won't give you a placement in a company for you to work in. So what the bootcamp does is that they will go to different IT companies and they will ask whether if they have positions or internships inside their companies for the upcoming graduates of the programming bootcamp. And usually how they want to do this is either they have like a final project kind of presentation where the graduates create a capstone project, or capstone meaning a final project at the end of the bootcamp to showcase to future employers. And that's what I've gone through. And then if the employers like what the graduates have presented, they will go up to them and they will either pass them a card or like, hey, I'm interested, why not go to our company as a software developer or a junior dev and whatnot. So that's the thing about the bootcamp, because they are working for you. If they don't really have that factor, then it wouldn't be attractive, and it will be like any other school where they just teach you fundamentals of programming without the intention of you getting a job. So the thing about the disadvantages of going through a bootcamp is that, from my experience, like I say, it is intensive. That means it is pretty stressful. So the thing is, you go inside the bootcamp and they will teach you really fast. They will teach you like the fundamentals the first week, and then the second week they will teach you HTML and CSS to build a portfolio. The third week they will teach you Ruby on Rails. You have to create a Twitter portfolio, and then after that you probably have to choose a project in order for you to showcase to the future employers that might hire you. So the pace is very, very fast. And for myself, I struggled through the programming bootcamp. However, I managed to be the first to finish my final kind of exam projects. And the thing is, it forces you to learn quickly, so your mind has to adapt to it. You could say it is a disadvantage, but at the same time you could say it is an advantage, because you will learn how to learn quickly, and you will also form this grit in order for you to get through those hard times. And being a person without any experience back then, I had to go through a lot of debugging, googling the answers, trying out different answers and such. At the same time, inside the programming bootcamp that I went through, I was learning some algorithms kind of solving. I was given assignments to solve algorithms kind of challenges, something like lead code or HackerRank, or back then we used Code Kata. And the more challenges you do, the better you get at the algorithms or even the data structure kind of technical interview. So one disadvantage I would say is that they don't really focus on these algorithms. You have to focus the algorithms yourself, meaning after you graduate, and if you want to go to those big companies like Facebook, Google, Amazon or whatsoever, right, they will probably interview you in the technical side of your algorithms. Maybe they will see the projects you have done, but the algorithms are the ones that separate the best from the rest. So for programming bootcamps out there, from what I've known so far, they don't really focus on the algorithms, which is, I guess, a big part on technical interview of those big companies. And the last disadvantage is that after you graduate as a bootcamp, you only have 3 months of experience in programming. You don't really have a very good fundamental, which I really emphasize on the programming concepts like objects or inheritance or whatnot. I only learn it on the job itself. So you could say that people who are applying for tech jobs also will learn on the job, which is fair enough. But for those people who knows how to do the work, most likely they will get hired. So that's one thing also, and an advantage of the programming bootcamp is that they have done some work, meaning they have done some projects like websites and apps and whatnot to showcase to future employers, whether from big companies to small companies. Show them that they are capable of creating software for their future job. So in summary, the advantages of the programming bootcamp is that the bootcamp job is to teach you how to code and create websites in order for you to look good in front of the employers that's going to hire you, hopefully. And the disadvantages is that if you're not able to catch up on the work or the curriculum itself, you will feel demoralized and you might just quit the programming bootcamp, even though it is not your fault, but it's just that it is too fast of a pace for you to learn programming. I would say in essence, if you have the time and you have the money and you really want to learn as fast as possible and you want someone to force you to learn as fast as possible, then going through the programming bootcamp is for you. If not, then you can just go through the self-taught route or even go through a university or even a part-time course with the programming bootcamp, which some programming bootcamps offer. So that's about it. If you have any questions about programming bootcamps, leave in the comment section down below. I will gladly help you out in that. And like if you think this is very helpful in your decision whether you want to go through a programming bootcamp. And subscribe down below for more of these videos. I'll probably create a video comparing self-taught, university, and programming bootcamp routes. So stay safe and all the best. Bye.